Okay, so it's just a tank stand. Makes your life a little easier.
Yeah, I get so tired of like trying to put a stick.
Originally, your bike should have came with one. It should be somewhere located in the detail section, but I'm assuming it's probably
Yeah, no, it was empty.
So we'll go ahead and remove your whole entire air box and everything. If you want, now's the time to check your air filters and shit.
I just did all that because I just put those stacks in.
Oh, okay, cool. You can put stuff up on the top too, man, and then you don't have to play Jenga over there.
And I was gonna take these secondary butterflies off, but when I tried to do it with the little screw, all it was about to do was about to break it because it was lead. So I just stopped.
Let's pull off your air box. We're gonna remove those today. Those are gone. So, do you understand what that secondary throttle body flap does?
So it's causes for back pressure?
No.
Okay, no.
It's emission.
That's it?
Well, it serves two purposes, but its initial purpose is for emissions. And it's not for exhaust emissions, it's for noise emissions. So when these bikes come over from Japan, they have to go through a vast inspection, right? They have to hit a certain dB here, they're not allowed to succeed. And then here they have to hit a noise dB that the motor can only make so much noise, right? Now, how Harley Davidson gets away with this whole entire program, there's a little bit of politics behind that. So these throttle body flaps will help regulate the amount of noise coming from the valve train. But on the flip side, they're like, oh, well, we can regulate how much air is actually going into the motor, which then regulates the performance of the motor. So even though you have all this tune and everything done, that flap is still working against you.
Wow.
100%. Right?
Wow.
And so what it does is you go 100% throttle. It's like, 75% air. That's it. And so you can dump all the throttle in the world. But if you're only getting X amount of air.
That's funny because he said, so with my quarter throttle, it kept, when he was tuning, he said it kept kicking him back to the IP map that's on there.
Yep.
And he goes, I can't figure out why every time I try to change something, it reverts it back to the IP map, and it's because of this.
Yep.
Wow.
So now we're going to delete it.
Okay.
We're not going to remove the rod. The computer has to see resistance on there, right? And so, and it works by millivolts, not by amps, right? And so, if it can't feel any type of pressure at all, then your computer completely freaks out, and you have to go actually send it off and get that completely deleted off the computer. So now we'll just go ahead and delete it. We'll take care of it, and then we don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do this two-stage process. Okay, I'll show you the first time, and then the rest will be up to you. Okay. We'll go ahead and we'll tap it. Now, there is a little bit of Loctite on here, and that's what you're fighting. That's why you're about ready to blow one out. And so, just like that. Now, you notice I'm not fucking hitting it like it was normally.
Oh shit. And then it came out like that. I had tapped it with a rubber mallet with the screwdriver, and I was so scared to break it that I was just like, alright.
Yeah. These bikes are pretty resilient. The biggest thing is that you see like how loose it is right now, and you'll feel it when you do it. You can actually feel it, and then you hear that dud, dud. That's when you know it's actually seated. Like that?
I think something like that, where it like gauges.
No, we'll build that.
Those are the cheapest things I can fucking find.
Didn't know. Rip them out. Attack? That's gonna be big money though.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about buying the air fuel ratio sensor to hook up. Is that just because I'm trying to be anal, or is that a necessity while racing? Because I record everything, so being able to.
So the air fuel ratio meter is a good thing to have, especially if, like you're trying to make sure like everything's fucking right where it needs to be. The other nice thing is you'd be able to show your tuner, you know, hey, look, this is where it's dipping. Because what the I'm not sure if you had it download or not, but
No, he's streaking.
okay. So at least he's getting live data that way.
Yeah.
Did he tap into your O2 sensor or anything? Or? Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, he has a whole wiring system, and it like just hangs off the bike as he rides, and then he records it as he's riding, and puts the sensor up here.
Oh, you see that blue film in there?
Yeah.
That's blue Loctite. That's what you're
That's what was holding me.
Yeah. All right. So put your hands up on the plates. Grab that one and this one. Just like that. One delete. Send those back to Pelosi until they plug off. I would. That's exactly what I do. Okay, so do you know what this is?
No.
That is called your para valve. Okay, that is another emission-friendly thing. So since we're restricting air here, we're going to be, or we were restricting air here, we'd be spitting out a little extra hydrocarbon, right? And we have to take care of that, right? On Suzuki, we have to sell our bikes here. So we need to do what's called an afterburn inside the exhaust. And so whenever you hear that big old pop, you're like, whoa! Blah, 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 blah. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that, and I was like, I like that. And you're like, well, you can still keep it. It's just
we're going to delete a lot of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is unnecessary sometimes.
It's a must.
Yeah.
So that's where para valve going to work. So so if your motor's a huge vacuum pump, right? That's all it does. It's just air pump, just fucking moving air, right? You're looking for efficiency, right? And so you get this thing called crankcase pressure. Well, the best way to get rid of your crankcase pressure is since it's actually technically a gas or a fume, this is an accumulator right here, this box, right? And it lets all the gases and everything from the combustion chamber that possibly charges a crankcase goes into here and starts separating the oil and the gas, and less gas goes by, and as you see, it goes up into your air box, so emission friendly, it dumps back into you. Right?
That makes sense.
So now, if we have a vacuum pump right here that pulls fresh air from your air box right here, it introduces it into the exhaust, right? And that's where you get the pops. So why don't we take the pressure from your crankcase, right, and all that positive pressure up underneath your piston, and have it sucked out by the air. You rev faster, you sustain higher RPM with less pressure on your crankcase. You won't eat up as many gaskets and everything, because with your high RPM, this will actually start sucking air positively, instead of it trying just to sit there and just work its way into here. Okay?
Wow, you just keep going freaking long.
So we'll take care of this with some of this.
So this run straight to this.
So now we're gonna pull this crap off, right? Off of this hose.
Yeah, this hose.
It's gonna come straight off of here,
Okay.
okay? And then we'll have to remove this entirely and then flip it so that when it comes up here, alongside here, right? We'll be able to plug right into it. Now to give you a heads up, when it's colder outside, your bike will have a little bit of hard starting, right? Because these flaps are gone. And you'll hear it. It'll cam a little bit. But then once everything warms up, it'll be just fine.
Okay.
So. You can get rid of this completely.
Is that the cable that I was the servo?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was something with it.
Yeah, no, you can get rid of it. Less weight is more, and it opens up everything and allows a little bit better cooling even. But also, right now, real quick, since your spark plugs are accessible and easy to get to, let's go ahead and move them out. Just seeing how everything's going. Well, it took a little bit for us to touch base, but oh yeah, dude, that was really loose.
Really?
Oh yeah. People don't realize that spark plugs, man. I mean, that's at the top of your head.
I paid for that armor to go back and do the fucking spark plugs, my clutch, which was slipping so bad that when I would take off, I have videos. It was like, like I could have made like a freaking video of a cat on my bike, and it would freaking viral. Yeah, man. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a mechanic. I've seen him do some of the work, and I was like, all right, I trust you because this kind of issue. Good job.
And you're running lean. Really lean. And I 100% invite you to pull it up on Google, look at what a lean spark plug looks like.
That's not what it looks like. Dude, that looks
horrible. That is lean as fuck. That's when you're blowing past the ceramic. You see that? So your combustion everything heats up here. So this is ceramic, and this is what seals inside of here. And you're blowing past it. You see the tracers?
Yeah,
So you're losing compression and performance. It might be, I'm assuming you didn't put in new spark plugs when you went down the tune.
No.
You always, as a mechanic, safety precaution. When you go get it tuned, put in new spark plugs so that you can run it for a week, pull your spark plugs, and see what it's doing. And so this very well can have been damaged from it not being tuned before and you have an exhaust and everything.
Yeah.
So I would just send it over to your tuner.
It had a power commander on it, and I took that shit off because it was fighting my bike.
Right.
So I had finally took that off when I was here. So that's probably what was doing that.
Right. I've never really had a problem with PC5. Had problems with people tuning PC5.
That's Jen Saban tuned it, but he only tuned it. He didn't go through my modes. He only went through one mode and then just tuned it off that.
A mode.
So no matter.
Now since these are gone, your A mode is done. It doesn't work anymore.
Tiger said I didn't have an A mode after he tuned it anyway.
Yeah.
He said the maps were all the way through.
Yeah.
He said he puts it on A, B, and C. Well, this don't have C, but
Well, now that's all gone because the computer uses the secondary throttle body flaps to. The scary thing is that this one that was in number one, this is the weak hole for these motors. So that's why we're probably going to see a little bit of a different style burn on this one. Yeah, dude, that one's really pushing out. And that's number 3.
Your 750 is a Suzuki, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby. Oh, man. I can't enjoy that. And I was gonna buy the next step up for a spark plug, but they don't. They said they didn't make it for
No.
this bike.
Because those are originals, dude. There's, why'd you get that? You're gonna have to separate it. That's- You know you're missing something on your clutch. There's a big old plastic bushing that goes in here to make sure that you have free travel. This is hanging up. That's not good. I can show you on mine. I would see because it's supposed to. Oh my god, you see where it's dragging and everything? Yeah. That's not good. You'll get cleaner shifts if you fix that.
What's that called? My right hand. You know what that means?
I don't know what that's called. It would be the bushing
Just the bushing?
for the shift cable. And work just like you did. Or yeah. Just go ahead and remove this box. Get that out of there. It's not doing anything. Unplug it. You'll be actually really surprised at how heavy that thing is.
I took off one of the brackets from the caliper just now. I mean the cat.
Yeah.
I was like, this little ass thing is almost a pound.
That's all done.
Where's the plug?
But
You said it's plugged?
yeah, it should be plugged in. If anything, you can unbolt it. Yeah, it comes out of the bottom of it. So just unbolt it for right now. It's going to be a cinch. want to be a little bit more comfortable while I work on that one?
Guys, just took this out.